Folks, so welcome to March Madness part 3.5. I wasn't planning on doing an extra video today, but it was just, this is situational, and I didn't want to wait and save it because today's the day it happened, and I wanted to do it today. I kind of wish now I waited to do the centipede video till later, because I probably would have used that for tomorrow. But anyway, I had some running to do. As you can see, there's a little avicularia species here. Avicularia is what we're calling it for now. What morph type, I have no idea. If it even is just a morph type or just a regular avic. So I needed crickets. PetSmart didn't have them. So I went to the mall after I got a new charging cord for my phone. Went to the mall. Talked to the guy that runs the exotic part of the store at Heartland Pets there. He's picked a spider up for me from Ruth before up in Buffalo. He goes to Buffalo twice a year. He picks up stuff. Anyway, he got 4 avicularias in. They were Gimps, all missing limbs. I looked at all 4 of them. This was the biggest of the 4, and this one only has 5 legs. I had to bring him home. I really couldn't leave him there. Not that Jim wouldn't have taken care of him. He would have taken care of him perfectly fine. He knows what he's doing. He does a good job of taking care of the spiders there. But it's almost like the spider cried out to me, as odd as that sounds. So I wanted to bring him home and nurse him back to health. So I did. And because it only has 5 limbs, I named this one Cinco. So we have Nickel, who was the Haplopa species Columbia large. If you remember that one, kind of got stuck in the molt, lost 3 of its legs. We called that one Nickel. This one's named Cinco. Again, he had 4. He only has 2 now because I have 2 of them. The one I originally wanted to get was just the smallest of the 4. And I'll show you that one here in a sec. But after I saw this guy, I had to get him. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to take him. And he's like, you know what? If you get the other one, and I'll give it to you for next to nothing, because he got him for probably $1 a piece. He's like, you can take this one home for nothing. So I did. I had to. I just didn't have a choice. I couldn't say no. As much as I didn't want any more spiders, I didn't need any more, but yeah, so I did anyway. So there's that guy there, and he's crawling around okay, but he's not completely. I'm going to leave both of these guys in these enclosures here. They're going to be fine until they molt. This guy actually I might just move, because he's got 7 out of 8 of his limbs, so I think he's going to be perfectly okay. The other one there, is you can see the abdomen was pretty big, so probably expecting it to molt sometime in the near future. So I'll probably just leave it in these containers, or the other one in the container, and then put this one into the old enclosure from the other avicularia species. So again, you can see we only have 3 left legs, 4 right legs. So what are we missing? L2. Yeah, it looks like L2. So again, I mean, I just couldn't leave them. Again, not that I needed more, because I don't. Because I was talking to my wife, and I want a corn snake in the worst way. I mean, in the worst way, I want a corn snake or a milk snake, one of the 2. I'd even settle for a king snake. Because you don't have to give them light, you just have to give them heat, because they're nocturnal. So I was like, oh, it's perfect. I just used a heat pad that we had for the scorpions, and I could put one in there. And she's like, you can't have one unless you get rid of all your spiders. She is not a fan of spiders whatsoever. I mean, at all. Period. Zero, zilch, none. So, of course, I'm not going to do that. And she knows I'm not going to do that. So I'm not getting a corn snake or a milk snake or a king snake. But, yeah, so, again, I didn't need more, but I couldn't say no to these 2. I just had to get, and they're still small, so I got time with them, and we'll set them up in something different. This one will go in the paint container that the other one was in, and the other little guy there, we'll figure out what I'm going to do with him. I have that taller rectangle enclosure that I have the HMAC in, that used to have the Simulpaeus Armenia in. That would probably be a good option for that one. Maybe I'll get it set up and then see if it'll climb around. This one here is pretty quick, actually, for even having 7 legs. It does move pretty good. So I just wanted to show you guys them. And again, the reason I went to the mall was just to get crickets, which I did get, by the way. And I know a lot of people go to the pet stores and they're like, oh, I got to get crickets. And then they forget to get crickets. So I had a question that I wanted to answer real quick in this video. And the question was from one of my subscribers, Christy. And her question to me was about trapdoor spiders. If I ever had any, if I would be interested in them. Basically, that's the gist of it, you know, because I don't know a ton about trapdoor spiders. I've almost a couple times bought them. About 3 times I almost bought them. And they were the African, I don't know the scientific names again, so pardon me, but they were the African red trapdoor spider, and then there was an African black trapdoor spider. Those are the ones that I was interested in. The one that is from Asia that looks like the Oreo cookie or the Hydrox cookie or whatever it is, where it's got the cone-shaped abdomen and then flat, does not interest me whatsoever. I do not find that spider appealing at all. I don't like the looks of it. It just doesn't do anything for me. So to answer your question, yes, I would absolutely 100% be interested in owning one. I've just never had the opportunity. And actually, when I went to Buffalo the last time, when we were walking around, I was like, oh, you know, I wouldn't mind if somebody has a trapdoor spider, but there was only 3 or 4 people that had spiders, and nobody had a trapdoor spider. Whether I would have actually got one or not, I don't know, because I bought the centipede when I went there. So, you know, maybe at Buffalo this year, that might be something I might look at. The problem with them is that the vast majority of them are wild caught. So I'm not a big advocate of supporting wild caught animals. And it's just a video that, a small short video that I wanted to do that somebody also asked me to do about wild caught versus captive bred, and the benefits of either, or the fallbacks of either. But I don't really try to support wild caught specimens. My Faunopelma hensi, of course, came to me in a crate as a stowaway, so that one basically was a wild caught. My Faunopelma chalcodes, of course, most of the female larger Faunopelma species that you have are all wild caught. Both of my Simanis are wild caught. And if you think you're going to the pet store and you're not buying, if you're buying a 4-inch of Faunopelma Simani or a 4-inch Ephapopus moranus, odds are they're wild caught. Not all of them, but odds are pretty high that they're wild caught. So I try to support people that, are doing this for, whether it's a hobby on the side or a business, captive bred species. So that's part of the reason why I've never got a trapdoor spider. So it may be something that I might be interested in doing in the future. So I hope that answered your question. And again, thanks everybody for tuning in. I hope by the end of the month you're not sick of me. But again, I do enjoy doing these videos, and I do enjoy interacting with everybody. So, please keep watching and let me know how I'm doing. And we'll talk to everybody soon.